Hello everyone, it's George and welcome back to Call of Dragons. As dedicated free-to-play player who played this game for more than 600 days, I'm excited to share some insider tips and tricks with you. Stick around and let's dive in. Today we are going to overview the newest Q&A which developers of the game gave us to us, and I think there is some really interesting aspects which I think we should talk about it, right? Because generally the Q&As are for the future of the game and what we generally expect from the game and from the game developers. First, as always, I will read the question, then I will read the answer, and I will give you my idea how good it is or how impactful it will be for the future of the game. First question is, will you reduce the duration of pre-war period in home realms so that we can enter the new season more quickly? Great question. Thank you for your suggestion. We are working towards reducing the duration of seasons and of the pre-war waiting period. The waiting time for the migration and matchmaking windows during the pre-war period will be reduced. In Season of Stripe, scenario registration will be opened at fixed intervals to increase the pace of registration and season openings. At the same time, we will make sure that there is more activities available during the pre-war period. Amazing, right? I think every single Call of Dragons player doesn't really like the period where nothing is really happening. You are not building, you are not having any new events, you are not fighting, right? You are not trying to get merits. I guess it's amazing change. It's amazing vision that if the players will have less time by doing nothing, it will be better for the general fun, right? So basically, I have said it many times. Call of Dragons is best whenever you are fighting. So if we're gonna have more fighting because of this vision, I think it's pretty cool, right? The second question: the cost of migrations are too high. Will you shorten the migration cooldown or add more ways to obtain migration permits? One of the fieriest topics in recent Call of Dragons community. I always said that in near future they are of course going to change it, right? Let's see if they did it. The answer: migration permits are a common topic of conversation in community and will continue to keep a close eye on a migration system. In order to reduce the cost of migration and allow players to find servers that are better fit for their personal development, we will be making following changes to migration in future versions. First, reducing the cost of migration permit. The cost of permit will be reduced from 400k to 300k. Already good. Adding more ways to obtain migration permits. Once the changes come online, players will be able to buy migration permits from Alliance Store at a cost of 1000 gems each. Please note that the total number of migration permits you can buy from the Alliance Store will not change. Spending either Alliance points or gems counts towards the same purchase limit. Great, another thing where we can get permits. Reducing migration cooldown. The cooldown will be reduced from for 30 days, one whole month. Well, guys, finally they are addressing it. At least they are trying to fix the migration system. And plus, I think a lot of players will be happy to get more permits generally because, well, I know the gems is a problem, but of course, spending gems is much better than spending real money, right, for the migration permits. And I think a lot of players will be really happy when they will understand that they can buy permits by with 1000 gems, and also the price of the permits for alliance points are reduced for 100k. So it's pretty huge news, and I think the biggest change is that the migration cooldown is reduced from 90 days to 60 days, so it's reduced with these 30 days for 1 month, right? So I think it's a perfect change. Let's see how impactful it will be. I think it will be amazing. The third question: will you increase the levels or quantity of resource points in home realms? We understand that players want to use the period between seasons to recuperate. To this end, we will make resource gathering more efficient upon returning to home realm, allowing you to quickly restore your forces. In update 1033, we will increase the level of resource points, mobs, darkling forts, and yeah, generally I think the idea behind home realms are simply whenever KVK will be over, when you don't have resources, when you lost some troops, you will have like 1 or 2-week period where we can gather more resources, farm some darklings, and whenever KVK starts, you are going to fight. So I think adding more ways to get more good stuff in home realm is simply too good, right? That's why I think we should all anticipate that they will make home realms more of a gathering and farming place until the next KVK will start. The third one, the first question, players who have maxed out their buildings levels have no use of building speedups. Can you remove them from the chests and rewards? We are currently working on a feature that will allow players to convert surplus building speedups items into other types of speedups. This feature will be added after the update. So great, I think everybody will be happy if you will exchange, like especially the tier 5 and whale players, to exchange your construction speedups to, for example, army speedups. It will be great. So I know a lot of players have like surplus speedups and not only speedups, even VIP points. So if there will be like more and more ways for us to like, I don't know, scrub them and use for something better, for example, legendary tokens, will be great. The another question, currently at the end of the season, you have to manually remove low activity players who have not migrated. Will you add a feature to allow us to banish these players in mass? Thank you for your suggestion. Taking into account the experience of players who have been banished, we have decided not to allow High Kings to banish players. Instead, we will develop a leave ticket feature. The High King will be able to issue leave ticket to players who players who accept leave tickets will not count towards their server's power during the next season matchmaking. So they are trying to fix the matchmaking problem, right? Which was one of the biggest problems for a while. I guess we need to see it, right? We need to see how effective it will be, how good the matchmaking system will be after this new feature will be added for the High Kings. But it's also great because the players who left the kingdoms, so they were like giving us like fake power, and fake powers were adding up, and you were matchmaking with the opponent who we are not at the same power, right? So it was really unbalanced. Let's see how fixed it will be, but at least that they are addressing the problem is great, right? Let's go next question. Assigning titles is often tiring and repetitive. Will you be streamlining the process? Players who want to maximize benefit for everyone in their realm often find themselves repeatedly assigning the resigning titles. We agree that this process is currently somewhat cumbersome. We have already finished the design for a new title local. Okay, they are bringing us new title allocation system, so we kind of have to see how it will be working. But I know that for the officers and for the leaders, it was pretty tiring to do something like that, right? Titan's legacy rewards are not impressive, particularly at level 18. Will you increase them? We have taken on board your feedback regarding Titan's legacy, and we will be improving, offering the next update. Well, great, because it have never been changed. It was pretty same for a while, right? So I think if they will bring us some more items, some more rewards, it will be great. The Alliance members' points limit is too low. Will you increase it? There is currently no limit on Alliance member points. From the discussions, we understand that the players would like to gain more member points from daily construction efforts. However, having considered game balance and the level experience, we do not plan to remove the gap from member points gained. And so construction at this time. However, we are planning to make it possible to obtain more member points by helping your alliance members in other ways, such as removing enemy buildings. And well, finally, right, I always thought that removing enemy constructions or building and generally alliance stuff should give you at least 1 point per second or per minute, right? Finally, they understood that every single activity which alliance member is doing is like giving to whole alliance, right? And if there is a currency called alliance points, I think every single activity should give us alliance points. So it's already great direction. Let's see how well it will be effective during the live game whenever it will be online after the updates, right? Will you add a warped that can increase gathering efficiency and capacity? We have plans for warpeds that can provide buffs to gathering, but we still need a little more time before we can introduce them. We thank you for your patience while we finish and test designs. Finally, we are getting some gathering war pits, which I think everybody was expecting, and I think everybody is also expecting the new faction, which should be really, really interesting. But yeah, gathering war pits, let's go. Why not, right? Will you add the control scheme that allows us to march to or attack by tapping a location on the screen? We are aware that many players who can play on both PC and mobile prefer the PC version's control scheme and would like to see elements of that control scheme portable to mobile. Generally, I always play on PC on my laptop during the fights. Of course, sometimes I had to use my phone, and it's pretty awkward. How I don't understand how people are fighting with the phone during the PvP, during the mass PvP, and I always wish that even mobile players would get the PC controls because I think it will grow the game in general, right? Will you be making improvements to Roots of War, such as to map design, march speed, warped gameplay, or frequency of availability? We have received a lot of feedback regarding Roots of War. Unfortunately, due to the space issue, we can't address every single piece of feedback we have received here. We will be issuing the comprehensive systematic in-game survey regarding Roots of War at some point in the future. And once we gather the suitable amount of player opinions on the subject, we will let you know our plans for the ongoing improvements for Roots of War. I think they currently changed Roots of War quite good in the last couple of updates, and I guess they are addressing more, but they need more feedback. So keep if you guys have a different ideas how they can improve the Roots of War, you can always send them the feedback, and maybe they will listen to you. But I think in this Q&A, migration system, migration changes, permit changes are the most important, plus the leave ticket feature, right? I think if they are going to add all of these things in the game in the future update, I think game will bring different dimension, and I think a lot of players who were about to leave the game or already left might come back, right? Because I think everybody should have expected that they would have done something. They would do something in terms of permits, in terms of migration in the future of the game. So finally, it's here. I hope a lot of you guys are really happy, but I also understand that this game needs some more time to adjust the systems, and yeah, also it's a great direction which we are moving, because at least the developers of the games are addressing the problems, right? I hope you did not miss the Q&A. If you did, well, this video is for you, and I hope you guys will press like, subscribe, share, because it always gives me more and more motivation to give the content of this game to you guys. I wish every single one of you amazing day, morning, and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.